Most gardeners spend hours pulling weeds, tossing them into piles or burning them. But what if I told you those same weeds you're fighting against are actually one of the most powerful tools you already have for building fertile soil? Instead of treating them like the enemy, you can turn them into free, natural fertilizer that earthworms will show up for in just a matter of days. It's simple, it's effective, and it's called chop and drop. Now here's the key. If you do it the right way, you'll boost your soil, cut down on the need for chemical fertilizers, and bring earthworms swarming into your garden beds. Today, I'll walk you through 6 of the best weeds to chop and drop, why they're nutrient powerhouses, and how to use them correctly so they never take over your garden again. So let's start here. Chop and drop is exactly what it sounds like. You cut weeds down and leave them right on the soil surface. That's it. No hauling, no compost piles, no burning. And here's why it works so well. As those weeds break down, they release the minerals they've pulled up from deep underground. They form a protective mulch layer that holds moisture, shades your soil, and even keeps new weeds from sprouting. And the magic happens when earthworms get involved. They show up fast, sometimes within a couple of days, and they drag that chopped plant material down into the soil, feeding your crops from below. But there's one golden rule you absolutely must follow. Always chop weeds before they flower and go to seed. If you wait too long, you're just creating a bigger problem for yourself. Chop early, drop them in place, and they'll turn into garden gold instead of next year's headache. Earthworms are your underground workforce. They aerate the soil, improve drainage, and leave behind castings that are basically pure plant food. What draws them in is the nutrient density of certain weeds. Many of these plants have deep tap roots that pull up calcium, potassium, magnesium, and trace minerals that most crops just can't reach. When you chop those weeds and leave them on the surface, you're laying out a banquet that earthworms honestly can't resist. Within just a few days, you'll notice looser, darker, richer soil that's alive with activity. So let's break down the 6 best weeds to chop and drop for worm-attracting, nutrient-rich soil. If you can grow comfrey, it's honestly one of the best chop-and-drop plants you'll ever find. Its roots go incredibly deep, mining potassium, calcium, and magnesium from way down below. Those giant leaves are like a nutrient sponge, and when you chop them, they melt down into a soft mulch that worms absolutely love. The best part is, comfrey grows back fast. You can cut it several times a season and keep feeding your soil on repeat. Some gardeners even brew a liquid fertilizer from comfrey. The recipe is simple. Take 1 kilogram of chopped comfrey leaves, drop them into a bucket, add 10 liters of water, and let it steep for 3 to 4 weeks. It turns into a dark, rich concentrate. Strain it, then dilute 1 part of that liquid with 10 parts water, and you've got a powerful feed for fruiting crops like tomatoes and peppers. Nettle might sting your skin, but it does wonders for your soil. This weed is loaded with nitrogen, magnesium, and iron, making it one of the fastest decomposing mulches you can chop and drop. Earthworms are instantly attracted to nettle residues because they break down so quickly. You can also make a liquid fertilizer with nettle just like comfrey. 1 kilogram of nettle leaves, 10 liters of water, let it ferment for 2 to 3 weeks, and then dilute 1 part concentrate to 10 parts water. The result is a free, high-nitrogen feed that pushes leafy growth in vegetables. We all know dandelion is a stubborn lawn invader, but it's secretly one of the best soil miners in your garden. That deep taproot pulls calcium, iron, and other minerals right up from the subsoil. Chop the leaves before they seed and they'll decompose into a nutrient boost that worms dive on almost immediately. Dandelions are like little nutrient elevators, pulling resources up for your crops to use. Chickweed is a soft, tender plant that breaks down incredibly quickly. It's packed with phosphorus, potassium, and other trace elements, making it a perfect, fast-acting mulch. Because it decomposes so fast, worms gather around chickweed almost instantly. It's especially valuable in the spring, when you want to prep your soil for planting without waiting weeks for mulch to break down. Chop it, drop it, water it in, and your soil gets a quick shot of fertility. Lamb's quarters, sometimes called wild spinach, is another powerhouse. It holds plenty of calcium, potassium, and magnesium, and when chopped, it delivers a steady, slow release of nutrients. Unlike chickweed, which breaks down in just a few days, lamb's quarters takes a bit longer. That slow decomposition, feeds your soil and worms over time, keeping them active and busy for weeks. Think of it as the slow cooker mulch in your garden. Plantain, whether it's broadleaf or narrowleaf, is honestly an excellent weed to chop and drop for long-term soil health. Its leaves and stems contain useful minerals, and when they decompose, they improve both nutrition and soil structure. Plantain residues also hold on to moisture, creating a more comfortable environment for earthworms to thrive in. Over time, repeated chop and drop with plantain helps build a darker, richer topsoil that's just easier for roots to penetrate. So now you know which weeds to use, let's talk about technique. Always chop before weeds set seed. That's non-negotiable. Cut them down at the base with a pair of shears, a hoe, or just pull and snap them by hand. Lay the plant material right on the soil surface around your crops. If you're working with thicker stems, chop them into smaller bits to speed up decomposition. And here's a little tip. Give your chop and drop layer a light watering right after you lay it down. Moisture jumpstarts the breakdown and attracts worms even faster. The results don't stop with worms and nutrients. Chop and drop adds a mulch layer that shades your soil, locking in moisture through hot weather. It naturally suppresses new weed growth, saving you time and energy. And over the course of a season, this method builds a rich top layer of humus that reduces the need for store-bought fertilizers. What once felt like a battle against weeds turns into a cycle of abundance, where every cut plant returns to feed the next harvest. So here's the big takeaway. Those weeds you've been fighting don't have to be the enemy. With a little timing and the right approach, they can become one of your most valuable allies. Comfrey, nettle, dandelion, chickweed, lamb's quarters, and plantain. These 6 weeds are absolute workhorses for chop and drop gardening. Chop them before they seed, drop them where they fall, and watch as your soil comes alive with earthworms, nutrients, and lasting fertility. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button right here on Soil and Crop Central. We share practical, no-fluff gardening strategies that turn everyday challenges into opportunities for abundance. And remember, next time you see a weed, don't curse it, chop it, drop it, and let it work for you.